Welcome to our today's session of a very important and very unique topic of mystery of longevity in regards of physical intelligence. Um, a lot of people they inquire often to me as well about how to live healthier and what are the secrets to live longer as well. And I always say I'm not expert in that domain, but I will prepare some solid content for you. So that's why I'm doing this. Um, so before going to the session, there is a very quick announcement about we do these sessions every Sunday 8 p.m. Um and you can join our YouTube channel. You can search and there is a Life Mastery with Marathi YouTube channel. There are a couple of links you can see on the screen, um, and you can browse my work and my affiliation, including Facebook and my blog website as well. So, warning that today's session may change the outlook of your life towards success and the other values you keep uh, with you. And let's start it. Well, if you see this image of a young lady and an old lady, there is a big difference in terms of physical, body wise. Both look like a double of the old lady, looks like a double of the young lady. Um and that's more concern about today's modern man, that they want to live longer, they want to be more young, uh, and they don't want to actually share their age as well, especially the women, or nowadays actually males, they are the equal. They want to feel young, they want to be seen young, but they cannot maintain their age, their physical bodies, because of many reasons. Unfortunately, we are witnessing COVID-19 era where people are dying more early than they were expecting, and we were expecting them. We are losing our loved one. But my class content for today's session is not related with COVID-19 and coping the COVID-19. Obviously, COVID-19 is an accidental, is an emergency sort of epidemic, pandemic, and we can cope, we can fight with with our quickly stuff which we can do. But for longevity related content which we will share today is related with your long term's general life, not coping with the COVID-19. So, in this regard, I want to share with you the topic of why people live longer. There are many reasons. The number one key reason, which I will focus today, is their happiness. They are happy, and their happiness is the number one factor which make them live longer. The second is a nurturing. It is a second or third degree of happiness actually. Uh, the third more important, your genes, your genetic makeup, your genes, how they have been formed These are also important. Then your life circumstances, and more importantly, also how we respond to our surrounding, to our people, how we think actually, what are the paradigm which we have, and when we see or hear or watch or listen or taste different things, and we respond accordingly. That's also important. uh, One of the factor why we live longer. Okay. Yeah, absolutely fine. Zara, you can listen. That's absolutely perfect. So I will focus today specifically only on happiness. I will do this. I was thinking before that I will cover all content today, but because it's a very long topic, longevity or living longer in terms of physical intelligence is a very vast topic. So it will be in two, three parts. So today we are in part one. Maybe three or four part will come as well. But next Sunday, second part will definitely come. So it's a complete series. I must recommend you watch the this part and next part as well, so that you will have a good degree of understanding what actually, um, why people live longer in a reality. So I will focus today on only on happiness, because happiness is a today's very hot topic, but very less addressed. A lot of people uh, cannot understand it systematically with some organization of the thoughts. So I will try to do this. Yeah. So okay. Now you know that what makes us happiness. Um, this is a new science that 50% genetic makeup makes us happy. How my forefathers and my family were before I was happy is quite disappointing as well for many people, because many people they do not regard their family history or their lineage uh, from previous generation where they have come from. But modern science they say that the 50% is your genetic contribution. Now this means that your cells, each one of each cell of out of billions or trillions in your body, which have nucleus and chromosomes, and within that the genes, um, in which your whole future or previous life is coded. Yeah, that is important for your life, how long you will live. However, I will come to you a good news that how you can survive even your previous generation were dying earlier. Like my dad died very early. Um I miss him all the time, but he died very early. But I'm very hopeful that I will live at least double of his age or more. Doesn't matter. My grandfather, my father, they did not live longer, because I know the information and knowledge and passion and spirit behind the long live life, how we can live. So, therefore, I want to educate you about this as well. And of course, you guys, you have your own very good comprehensive knowledge about this thing. So, genetic makeup is a half of the contribution of your long living, on longevity. Yeah. Anybody knows that uh, who have lived longer in your family, or you know anybody personally who live very longer? Like my grandfather, who died, I think 3 4 years ago. My maternal grandfather, we call in our culture Nana Bu. He died in age of 107 years. So he lived quite a lot. Um, so Jenny or Zara, do you know anyone who lived longer ever in your family?
Well, I have an aunt Caro who lived to be 100, and well, she was going to be 101, but she died 2 weeks before her 101st birthday. And typically, all the women live long in the family, but the men die kind of young. So I don't know what that says about us, but
Yeah,
um, yeah, but the
yeah,
women live long.
yeah. That's a natural history as well, of our humans as well. More female or women's ladies, they live longer because of their survival adaptability with every type of thing, because they are flexible. The the god has made woman in such a way that she can adjust, or she has a ability to bear the difficulties and survive in any or most of the horrible circumstances even as well. But it's not fast and hard rule. Male or man also very, hard, have a hard type of life, and they can survive as well. But more, the females are, you're right, as well. So um, okay, I think the Zara has some comment. Any of my immediate blood relative, I don't remember, but I think don't live more than 60 to 80 years, those who have passed away. Yeah, 70, 80 years is a very good age, is more than standard age, or actually in Europe, 80 or 90 is a very standard age, due to the benefit and the miracles of science and advanced technology. A lot of people are living more longer than our previous generation. So if you see and read on in our history, 200 years ago or 300 years ago, when science was advancing and new countries were forming, people were start to come towards technology, more reading, more books and stuff. Uh, People have improved and upgraded their lifestyle. The lifestyle in terms of mental development, mental intelligence, and also in terms of physical development. They have more strong bodies. They can cope with many vital diseases, and they are more in surviving age than before. Our ancestors, they used to die early because of lack of scientific treatment, diagnoses, and then obviously a lot of things. Uh, but now we have survived very, very well. Lot of new researches and surveys have indicated that the people of modern age are living longer. Uh, when I came in UK 10, 15 years ago, um, and then I meet, I think I have met many people because I was very close to many older people. In many of the roles, I was working in library as well, and in library there are many old people used to come. They used to read books, And when I used to speak with them, had a conversation with them, and I come to know that mostly are 90 plus, 90, 95 plus. Even I remember one of 99 years old lady. She was very well walking in the library, and she told me that Marathi, I can't hold these books, 5, 10 books. Can you arrange drop it to my home? So I arranged that delivery of 10 books to that lady. I actually went myself because I could not find a delivery man. So I thought it's better I can go myself. And then I went to her home. She was 99 years old, and she started to share history of London. And when I asked, how did you find your whole lives? And then she told about Second World War, because she was very young, and her dad actually died in Second World War. Um, so, and since then she's surviving, and she's surviving very well. And she was thinking that she will live more 10 years more. So, and when I asked, she said, I think I will expire in um, around 110 10 years old. And then it was a revelation type of thing, that the people in England or other places, they are very strong, and they're living happily as well. And obviously, that's a matter. That's how I'm addressing this topic today. But anyway, 50% is genetic makeup, is a contribution. 10% is your life circumstances. If you live in a bad culture, or where is less privileged, less facilities are there, governments are bad, corruption is bad, or blah blah blah, or even in a West, many people blame to the political parties for creating a bad stuff in the countries or cities. So it this counts 10%. So life circumstances in which you are studying, in school, in a good school, in private schools, in government schools, good teacher with more good teacher with bad teacher, blah blah blah, and that's only contribute 10%. It's not like huge. So actually, the other people were thinking that life circumstances play the huge contribution. No, no, life circumstances are not equal everywhere, but people survive in every culture, in every circumstances. So yes, the more big contribution is 40% our response. How we did actually perceive that situation, how I did cope uh, in certain situation with wise intelligence, uh, with wise nutrition, with great action, series of action, actually positive actions, being proactive, like habit number one. um, so my response in terms of my own um, paradigms, and how many paradigm shifts I experiences to cope, to respond to my culture, to my partner, to myself, to my country, to in many things. So 40% response is absolutely vital in our um, living longer life. Oh, hi Romeo. Hi, how are you? You okay? Romeo, you can hear me?
Hey, Romeo.
Hello, hi.
Hello,
Yes,
I
I'm
good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
all right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So let's start. Let's further going on. The best book which I have ever found on the living longer, I must recommend you as well. That book is named Thrive. Thrive is an other name of happiness, and actually it's a research by Dan, and with the cooperation of National Geographic Society. He actually surveyed, he went to whole world or mostly popular places where people are living more longer, and he actually researched what were the key factor or common factor. The people are living over 100 years age in these city, in these areas. So, and also he found that one of the key thing were all these people were living happier life. They were living the happier life. They were um, out of sad or traumas or tragedies, or even if they had, they did not take it seriously as a life threatening. You know, sometime in modern age we are very emotionally connected with things and people, of course, but how we are taking them for our long term vision in our life, that's a more important question. That's a more important thoughts or strategy we can do. So um, that researcher Dan, he did a great work. You must read this whole thing of the book. I took some of the key notes from the book and I'm sharing with you as well. So, like in this, I also cut some of the uh, cutting from the book as well. Like this is one of the thing which you are seeing on your screen. According to Gallup organization, thriving countries or happier countries are those whose citizens think positively about their lives and report more happiness, enjoyment, interest, and respect. These countries also report significantly lower rates of health problems, sick days, stress, sadness, and anger. So these are the uh, few things about happier countries and their happier people. So also the number one question is in this regard: how do you measure happiness? Because happiness is not something which we can measure or we can measure. Nowadays, we can measure, we try to measure. If anybody is very rich, we assume that that person is very happy, isn't it? And is that fact that if you have a money, that you will be happy more? Well, in that book, Sonja, she has explained a little bit, and I will share. Yeah, Zara saying no, not really. Who have more money, of course, but mainly our social mirrors are saying that we have to earn more money. We need to marry with a lady or a person or male figure who have more money, so that we can live more longer. So obviously that's a trap, absolutely. So let's try to learn this. Sonja says, um, we let people define happiness for themselves. There is no happiness thermometer. No one else can tell you how happy you are. It's a subjective phenomena. No one but you knows or should tell you how happy you truly are. Of course, it's a very common sense as well. But it's really that, because those things which are subjective, we cannot measure. We can just feel, and that's and everybody is the best person. Everyone is a best person who can learn and feel that how much he or she is happy. So in this regard, um, do the same things make everyone happy? Like for example, if I see someone and she or he is happy because of ABC reason, the same thing if I do, I will also be happy. Let's try to learn. So if somebody can read it for me, Jenny, please, if you can read it.
Okay. There are many faces of happiness. The face of happiness may be someone who is intensely curious and enthusiastic about learning. It may be someone who is engrossed in plans for his next 5 years. It may be someone who can distinguish between the things that matter and the things that don't. It may be someone who looks forward each night to reading to her child. Some happy people may look outwardly cheerful or transparently serene, and others are simply busy. In other words, we all have the potential to be happy, but in our own way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Many people, for example, in the same book, the Dan, the researcher, he mentioned about people of from 4 5 different countries who are more happier country in the world. For example, one is Denmark, other is Singapore, third one is some a Californian city. It's a long name. I'm forgetting its name, and these are the countries where people are living more happier, but they have a different causes to be happier. So not all are on the same page, but next week I will let you know what are the common factor which make the people happier, and if they are happier they will live longer as well. So and why happiness is directly proportional with the longevity or living longer, because happy people, truly happy people live longer. So mostly uh, that's a thing which we can learn. Now what are the most important factor contributing to the happiness? uh, so this is opinion from same author, Sonja, and let's see what she thinks. Yeah, please.
We tend to look for happiness in the wrong places. What we believe would make a huge difference in our lives actually, according to scientific research, makes only a small difference, while we overlook the true sources of personal happiness and well being. Many of us think that moving into a bigger house, securing a promotion, or pay raise, or flying first class will boost our happiness. But such pleasures are fleeting, leaving us no happier than we were before. The true keys to happiness lie in changing the way we think and behave, seeking out experiences such as savoring a beautiful environment and taking a picture of it, thanking a friend, writing a gratitude journal, or performing random acts of kindness. Such habits add up to create an upward spiral that boosts happiness.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody wants to share in this before I go to the next one, because we have cover, I need to cover a lot of content as well. So obviously that's it's a diverse experience to be happy. So let's go to the next reading, which is very important topic as well itself. Can money buy happiness? Uh, what we believe all or mostly in the mainstream people, um, that yes, we can buy happiness, uh, but obviously in reality, no. So let's see what Sonja she is saying again, and then after that there is another opinion from Ed, uh, Dian Dianere. So what he is saying as well about can money buy happiness? Now, if it is, I don't know if you can read it or otherwise I will read out for you. Jenny, you can read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The truth is that money does make us happy, but our understanding, as one happiness researcher eloquently explains, is that we think money will bring lots of happiness for a long time, and actually, it brings a little happiness for a short time. Being wealthy has its advantages, of course, but it doesn't make us dramatically happier, she explains. The richest Americans, those earning more than $10 million annually, report levels of personal happiness only slightly greater than the office staffs and blue collar workers they employ. The reason may be that wealthy people are preoccupied with staying wealthy. Meanwhile, in our effortful pursuit of such dead ends to pleasure, we end up ignoring other more effective routes to well being.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, the money is a blessing for everyone, especially if you do not have a wealthy background. But wealth creation nowadays is a science, is a skill. Uh, I think millions of millionaires in America, in Europe, are actually made millionaire when they do not have even single a penny, or at least they belongs to a very poor social economic background. So when they become millionaire, um, and when we found that are they now happy than before, but then they replied more or less in the way it's not really. They are more in challenging way now than before, and even they say that more poor people are more happier than uh, themselves actually. So but obviously, but more money, if you are earning or you have a bank balance, that give you more freedom to do take action towards achieving your any desired goal. And obviously eventually you will find happiness in these fulfillment of the goals. But if you will more indulge in making more money by making more goals and without any taking rest, without doing any charity work, without doing any volunteer work, without having a good vision to a contribution in a society or community where you belongs to, then that wealth will be causing you towards death rather than to give you the long life. So therefore it's very important that we need to have cause, great cause to live, and we can associate our cause to with the happiness. So no matter if I am poor or I do not have money or resources or I am underprivileged background, still I will be more happy. Like in this paragraph, she's saying that many millionaires uh, have no higher degree of happiness than the blue collar workers in the company they were working. So, and even I witnessed that I come across so many poor people, and even they could not buy a good meal, but in their own life scenario, they were very happy. And that happiness reflection, when I feel in my life, which I could not see the happiness in a rich person's eye or within through their talking and walking as well. So it's very much the happiness is not directly connect with the monies, but of course it opens the door. Money opens the door to make you happy or more in peaceful. That's why a lot of millionaires in the world, um, like the rich people or the brand founders, who were became millionaires or billionaires from scratch, they are involved with charity work as well. For example, Bill Gates, for example, Apple companies itself, Benz company, Google itself. So all companies are involved in charity work as well to make sure they are wealthy, but at the same time, they are guarantee for their organizational happiness as well, as on a collective base as well. So that's an important thing. We need to cover that. Uh, let's see what Ed Dianer, what he said.
Yes, money buys happiness, but there are important exceptions. Money is more than a fixed amount of legal tender. Wealth is, in part, also about your desires. Being satisfied with your paycheck, just like being satisfied with your life, is about your point of view. Studies have shown that an individual's income is a poor predictor of their happiness. Some people with a lot of money could not meet their desires, and others with little money were able to do so. Materialistic people, that is, are seldom the happiest people because they want too much. It is generally good for your happiness to have money, but toxic to your happiness to want money too much.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's very well said. If you do not have any comment on this, then I will go to the next one, which is the unhappy places in the world, uh, which was surveyed from 1995 to 2007. So these are the 10 most unhappy places in the world. Uh, Obviously, that's a subjective thing. I do not claim that they are 100% true, but based on survey, this is just for your quick information. That's including Zimbabwe, Armenia, Ukraine, Iraq, Georgia, even Russia as well. Uh, and what are the who are the top 10 happiest places in the world? Um, that's Costa Rica, Denmark, Iceland, Switzerland, Finland, Mexico, Norway, Canada, Panama, and Sweden. United States is ranked 20th in this survey, and UK maybe in 30th, under 30th country. So these are again based on a survey of the things just for information purpose. But today I will give you a quick example from one of the happiest country, which I'm going to cover. Yes, Denmark. So I will give you some of the key facts about Denmark, why Denmark is the most one of the happiest country in the world. Maybe next week I will pick one or two more countries. But amazingly, if you see Mexico, Mexico is a number sixth, and these countries are in the Europe or west side of the world, um, including United States, which is the 20th in the survey. So Mexico, which is actually look like that their people are not good, or that's why the Trump in the president, he wants to build a big wall between Mexico and the USA. But actually, he does he was maybe not well aware about the fact that Mexico is one of the happiest country in the world. And obviously, I'm not opposing to the Trump, but I'm just telling you the perception what we have beyond from the fact. So I'm talking about the facts, um, about. So maybe there are many other countries which people don't like, uh, but they are happy according to survey. The same thing. There are unhappy places. Maybe there are many people who think that no, that list should not be as it is. But this is just a survey and we can assume there may be the error uh, in terms of data collection. But because these statistics are printed in the book, so we can assume these are correct. But that's all going on. Nothing is fixed. Maybe these unhappy places will become happy places in next 10 years, and that's how the people have approached will approach towards the life, how they can do. So let's have a quick look up on the Denmark. So in a Denmark is Copenhagen. That's a very popular city in Denmark, one of the happiest city in the world as well, where 32% of people of that city, they 32% of workers bike to work daily. So they go on bikes even in a rainy weather. 60% will still cycle. Yeah, and 60% will continue to ride their bikes during the winter months as well. So this is a reflection of one of the happiest city. So you see, it does not count how luxury car you have or what the luxury lifestyle you will have make you happy. But even a very small type of thinking or lifestyle if you do, that will make you a powerful country as well. In America, in UK, in London city where I'm living, there are so many people, they love to ride the bicycle, not for only health purpose, but also for as a lifestyle choice. I mean, I also ride bicycle as well. I also ride here motorcycle as well. I also ride other main cars as well. So, but that's your lifestyle, your choice, your simplicity, your humbleness, your attitude towards the life. Because no transportation is good or bad, but how you are using them as a good or bad, that's more important. So that's the lifestyle of the one of the happiest city in the world. Also, um, people living in happier country or thriving countries tend to participate in physical activity 1 to 2 times each week, according to the Gallup work poll. Those who participate in even small amounts of physical activity report smiling more or being treated with respect on a regular basis. So, if you see, you don't have to indulge in exercise on a daily basis. I see many people who are obsessed with exercise and they think that if they will not exercise, they will die or they will die soon. But if you see the people in Denmark, they enjoy the exercise 1 or 2 times each week. They do some physical activity. Like myself, I do 1 or 2 times for running in the park. Before I used to go 3, 4, 5, 6 times for running. And when I used to have obsessed to make running, I will run. I have to run and run every day and blah blah blah. But later I realized no, it's not matter of running which I'm doing every day, but it's a matter of quality of running. Even I'm doing 1 or 2 times in a week. So that's the thing. How many times you people go for run? Um, or do you run as well for as a physical activity, or what sort of physical activity you do?
I do push-ups every morning and I run. So
Oh, wow.
Monday through Friday, it's part of my life. So I go ahead and have it scheduled like a discipline so that it goes in certain times. And so, yeah, I definitely do the running and the workout, both.
Mhm.
But on the weekend, I
Good.
can do it whenever I want to, or maybe not at all.
Okay, okay. Zara, she's saying Just walk for 20 to 30 minutes twice a week or maybe 1 hour at a time. Yeah, that's a perfect. That's a brilliant also. But obviously, the main thing is you have to have a mindset if you are going for a walk or maybe a chill walk or brisk walk or little jogging or running with a proper mindset what you are going to do. So, not the mindless, it should be mindful exercise, mindful walking. When you will have a mindset, then you will get a proper result of these things as well. Um, and sometimes many people who can go to, let's say, pick and drop to someone or maybe children, if they go instead of their vehicles or car, they can go by walk. Sometime they can, uh, and that is also another way. Like in our city, lot of parents they pick and drop the kids by walk as a choice because they think that they are doing exercise as well. Side by side, they are fulfilling their daily routine as well, daily task as well, to picking and drop the children. So obviously, that's healthy stuff as well. Also, Denmark people they do a lot of volunteer work. I appreciate Jenny for this already. I Because she is doing voluntarily with me with our group as well, our site, and also I appreciate to Zahra as well. She is also doing a voluntarily work as well. But don't take it, too softly. What you are doing is will contribute is contributing or will contribute for your huge next long life as well, because Denmark people they do volunteer work as well. And volunteer work or any time you which you will do for your community, like we have a our community is a life mastery success community or seven habit community unofficially. But any community work which you will do that add the age years in your life eventually, and that makes the people live longer as well or happier as well. So I thank you for all my team who uh, is doing contribution in supporting me, and also for our site work as well. I appreciate it. So volunteer is very important. And in the last thing that nowadays, if a full-time worker nowadays in America or UK, if I think that usually they do 8 or 9 hours a day, and if they do 5 days, so they are doing more than 60 hours a week work, roughly a standard international standard. But Denmark people, the Danish people, they work 37 hours a week, so they do less work deliberately, and they say and they go home to their families and their association after the work. They take an average of 6 weeks of vacations. If people work for money, they do so to get just enough. The lesson: knock off at the 5 p.m. and take your vacations. The Danes' Protestant work ethic is tempered by their understanding that working too hard or too long is a waste of time. They get their jobs done and pursue their things they enjoy as well. That is a very like it's like a dreaming in America and in England as well. Like myself, I sometimes work very hard. I have to work maybe 15, 20 hours of, a day as well sometime. So um, obviously then I start to think, would I can reduce these hours from 15 to 8 hours, and then 8 to 4 hours a day, and then the rest of spare time I will go for running in a park or go in a gym or spend time with my wife and my kids and stuff. But obviously that's time is always short. We are always in short of time. But happier people, they find the time and time well. So that is also one of the reason why we are happy as well. So these are some features from the people of happier country. I will add the next time about the Mexico people, what they are doing, why they are more happy, and then also I will let you know about what is the secret of longevity, um, and why people are living 100 years, and what are their common factors, what are their key habits and activities or thinking pattern which they are doing, and that's why they are living 90 and 100 or 110 years easily. um, and but for what is called a tip of the iceberg, I will tell you that mostly people who are living hundreds years or 90 years plus, they are from hilly areas or hilly or open. They live in a natural settings, uh, far from the cities mostly. In They are in from Japan, India, Pakistan, um, in some Russian part, Europe, in some European part, in some American cities, away from the cities. So they are everywhere, and they are living 100 plus life easily. And nowadays, so, uh, because of the YouTube, we can browse their life easily. If you go to YouTube and search even people living longer, why people live longer or people living more than 100 years, then they will give you the stories, real stories with the real pictures, and you can see their face. You can watch and listen their interviews and what the look at the sea of the other part of the world actually, because we are indulged in our city life, in urban life, in a very formal settings, and we are striving for every 1 year. And why we are making a birthday, hi I'm 50, oh, hi I'm 51, 52, 53. Every year we are, because we think that it's a bonus. I'm getting from out of my life. We are not confident that we can live 90, 100 years easily if we live according to our nature or our certain rules easily. So a modern man is very desperate to live longer, but he or she does not know how to live, and that's why I'm trying to learn myself, and I'm sharing with you as well about what the secret I'm discovering as well through these classes as well. Um, and in the last, we will integrate our physical intelligence with the other three intelligence as well. uh, the happiness is a obviously is a product of all four: physical intelligence, mental intelligence, social or emotional intelligence, or spiritual intelligence, according to Dr. Stephen Covey. But we are focusing but specifically physical intelligence. So in the meanwhile, because our body and heart and mind all work together with our spirit behind, with our conscious spirit, and that's why we can leave our legacy for our children and for our friend and family as well. But I will discuss in details um, in the one or coming one or two episodes as well. So this is a part one where I just mostly focus on happiness. And that's it. If you have any question, please feel free to ask the question, and so that I can wind up the session. Or otherwise, I will ask the question to guys. Okay, how many years you want to live longer? What you see or what you have in mind that I will live longer up till 90 years, confidently, without any making a funny smile or stuff. I'm serious. Like, for example, I'm very confident I should live between 80 to 90 years easily. And I will make lifestyle for that. Obviously, making a mind is a first thing. And then, according to living 90 years life easily without any diseases, um, the mainly diseases which stop you, there are 4 5 main diseases. Number one, heart diseases or heart attack, minor heart attack or major heart attack. So you have to be strong your heart. The second is your stroke. So due to the stroke, your one of the body or any whole part of the bodies or big portion of the body can be paralyzed, unfortunately. You have to avoid to for this. The third thing you need to avoid, to how to avoid for cancer in our body. Cancer can develop in any part, any stage as well, but there is proper science where you can avoid cancer as well. There are other fourth and fifth big diseases as well, but mainly these are the stuff which we have to cope with it. Uh, and if we are have a good education about that, then we can live easily. And they are. It's very easy to live longer. I should be. I'm very confident about my people to live longer. So yeah, okay. Whatever it is, it should be with good health, and whenever it's best time to leave, I should not have any regrets. Okay, that's very positive. Um, Obviously, that's positive. Yeah, Jenny, you wanted to say something?
I want to live to be 100.
Yeah,
100.
sure.
I think that's a good goal. I would love that. I need another whole life to get it right while I'm here.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
it here. So
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. And also one of the thing which I earlier mentioned, that 50% genetic makeup is a contribution. But good news is, with your lifestyle and thinking pattern and the proper, careful, um, action oriented life, you can remove this factor as well, or you can minimize this factor as well. So for example, if your forefathers, they haven't lived longer and you want to live longer, so you can ignore this, and you can win your life expectancy easily. So it's not nowadays is in a modern science, and with great relationship with the God, wherever, whatever spiritual path you have, maybe through, you can have a spiritual path through religion, maybe through some certain philosophy, maybe without any religion or without any philosophy, whatever spiritual path you will do, that will contribute a huge contribution for making you live longer as well. And that will remove or delete this aspect completely. Imagine 200 years before or 300 years before, people used to live very short life, 50, 60, 70 years. That's it. And even they could not cope cancer or stroke or heart disease before they used to have. But now, with the modern technology, we can cope this problem. We can have earlier diagnosis. We need to have our annual regular checkups as well, and then we can make our physical strategy quickly. With simple thinking, with simple wise nutrition, with humble nature, we can live longer. It's very easy. It's not a rocket science. So, all right. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to see you in our next part two in consistency of mystery of longevity in terms of physical intelligence. Um, Next week, I will specifically highlight one or two countries and with those some blue zones area where people are living more than 100 years and they are still living for next 10 to 20 to 30 years easily. And in the meanwhile, if you go to a YouTube and search just terms people living more than 100 years life stories, and you will come across many people. One of the story which I find recently from people in Pakistan, their valley or their area name is Hunza. So Hunza Valley or Hunza area, which was discovered around 200 years ago by uh, American traveler, and then he wrote a book on Hunza Valley people, that what are the features of that people, and then on a YouTube there are some videos clip where people who are 120 years, 115 years, 125 years, and they are interviewing with the interviewer about why they are living longer, why what are real importance in their life and stuff like this. So you can take it as a homework, so that you next week when we will have a good reading or some of the notes which will come across, you will understand more better. Thank you very much and see you next week. And before going, if you haven't joined our YouTube channel, uh, I will request you to join our YouTube channel. I'm trying to build a community of same like people. There are some of the links. You can browse them on your internet. So thank you and see you next week.
Thank you, Merita. Bye, Zara.